Hey there, and welcome back to Read to Build, the show where we turn everyday money habits into lifelong wealth skills. Whether you are driving to work, cooking dinner, or just relaxing with your headphones on, I'm glad you are there. Today, we are talking about something every single one of us deals with, no matter where we live in the world: utility bills, electricity, water, and gas. These three bills quietly eat into our income every single month, and most of us just pay them without really looking closely. But there's the truth, a huge portion of that spending is completely avoidable. Today, I'm going to walk you through 10 practical and real world strategies that can help you cut your utility cost by half. No fancy gadgets required, no huge upfront investment needed, just awareness, small habits, small decisions. Let's get into it. Point number one: understand where your money is actually going. Before you can cut a cost, you need to know exactly where it's coming from. This is the foundation of every good financial decision. Most people receive their utility bill, glance at the total, and pay it without ever breaking down which appliance or habit is driving that number up. Take electricity, for example. In a typical home, heating and cooling systems, water heaters and refrigerators are usually the biggest consumers, often responsible for over 60% of total usage. If you don't know this, you might spend your energy saving efforts on switching off phone charger while your old refrigerator quickly runs up the real bill in the background. Many countries now offer free usage breakdowns through utility provider apps or smart meters, and it's worth spending 15 minutes reviewing yours this week. Think of it like reviewing your bank statement before making a budget. You can't fix what you can't see. Once you identify who your top three consumers, you instantly know where to focus your energy, both literally and financially. This single step of awareness often leads to a natural 10 to 15% reduction, simply because people become more mindful once they see the numbers clearly. Next, point number two: master the art of peak usage. Many people don't realize the price of electricity or water can change depending on the time of day. That this single insight can lead to significant monthly savings. In many regions, utility companies offer low ratings during off-peak hours, typically late at night or early morning, because demand on the grid is lower during those times. For example, imagine a family that turns their washing machine, dishwasher, and water heater mostly between 6 and 9 in the evening, which is usually peak demand time everywhere. By simply shifting those same tasks to after 10 at night or before 6 in the morning, that same family could reduce their electricity cost by 15 to 20% without changing single habit otherwise. This is similar to how airlines charge more for flights during popular travel hours. The resource is the same, but the timing changes the price. Check with your local provider to see if time of use pricing applies in your area, since this benefit is not universal everywhere. Even if your region doesn't have discounted night rates, spreading out heavy appliance use avoids overloading your system and improves the lifespan of appliances too. This point flows naturally from awareness, because once you know your biggest consumers from point one, you can now statistically time when they are. Next, point number three: upgrade to energy efficient lighting. Lighting seems like a small expense, but across an entire house and an entire year, it adds up more than most people expect, especially in larger homes or commercial spaces. Traditional incandescent bulbs convert only about 10% of their energy into light, while the remaining 90% is wasted as heat, which is essentially money burning away in your ceiling. LED bulbs, by comparison, use up to 80% less energy and last significantly longer, sometimes 20 times longer than a traditional bulb. For example, if a household replaces 10 regularly used bulbs with LED alternatives, they can save a noticeable amount on their annual electricity bill, and that saving compounds year after year since LEDs rarely need replacing. This is a one-time investment with paycheck period usually within just a few months, after which it's pure savings. Think of it's a planning a tree. You invest once and it keeps giving returns for years. This connects directly to point number one: principle of identifying big consumers, because lighting is one of the easiest win across every household worldwide, regardless of climate or region. It's a small change with a compounding effect that adds up beautifully over the long run. Next, point number 4, seal leaks and insulate smartly. Heating and cooling account for one of the largest slices of any utility bill, and much of that cost simplify escapes through gaps you can't even see. A poorly sealed window and uninsulated door or gaps around pipes can let conditioned air leak out constantly, forcing your heating or cooling system to work far harder than necessary. For example, a home with drafty windows might run its air conditioner for hours longer each day just to maintain the same temperature as well sealed home would in half the time. Simple fixes like weather stripping, door seals, and basing caulking cost relatively little but can reduce heating and cooling cost by 10 to 25% depending on your climate. This is a global principle. Whether you are dealing with harsh winters or intense summer heat, insulation works both ways, keeping warm air in during cold months and keeping heat out during hot months. Think of your home like a thermos flask. A good thermos keeps your drink at temperature for hours using no extra energy, while a leaky one needs constant reheating. This point builds beautifully on point 3 because once your lighting is efficient, the next biggest opportunity is almost always in a trapped or waste air. It's an investment that quickly pays for itself within one season. Next, point number 5, rethink your water heating habits. Water heating is often the second largest energy expense in a household after climate control. Yet, it's one of the most overlooked areas for savings. Every degree you lower on your water heater's thermostat translates directly into savings, and studies show that reducing it by just 10 degrees can cut water heating cost by 3 to 5%. For example, a family that lowers their water heater from a very hot setting to a moderately warm one, while also taking slightly shorter showers, can see a meaningful drop in both their water and energy bills within the same month. Installing a low flow shower head is another simple, inexpensive upgrade that reduces water usage without any noticeable difference in comfort or pressure. This connects directly to the insulation principle from point number 4. Insulating your water heater tank under the first few feet of pipe can prevent heat loss, meaning your system doesn't have to reheat water as often. Think of it wearing a warm jacket for your water tank, keeping the heat where it belongs instead of losing it to surrounding air. This is habit-based saving, meaning it costs nothing to implement and start working from very next shower you take. Small daily charges here create some of the most consistent long-term savings on your utility bill. Next, point number 6, fix leaks before they become expensive. A dipping faucet or a running toilet might seem like a minor annoyance, but left unaddressed, it can quickly become one of the most expensive mistakes in your monthly budget. A single leaking faucet can waste thousands of liters of water over a year, and a running toilet can waste even more, sometimes without even hearing it. For example, imagine a household ignoring a small toilet leak for 6 months, but by the time they notice their unusually high water bill, they may have already lost an amount equivalent to several months of groceries just through wasted water. The fix is often incredibly simple, sometimes just a rubber washer or flapper valve costing very little, yet it prevents an ongoing drain on your finances. This is very similar to point 1 core message. Awareness is everything, because most people don't actively check for leaks until the bill arrives as an unpleasant surprise. A simple monthly habit of checking faucets, toilets, and visible pipes for drips can save you from this silent as compounding losses. Think of a leak like a small financial wound that keeps bleeding money slowly until you notice and treat it. Fixing leaks promptly is one of the highest value, lowest cost actions you can take on this entire list. Next, point number 7, optimize your cooling and heating systems. Your air conditioner or heating system is likely the single largest consumer on your entire utility bill, which makes it one of the most important areas to optimize carefully. Simply adjusting your thermostat by even 1 or 2 degrees toward a more moderate setting can reduce energy consumption significantly over an entire season, and the most people won't even notice the comfort difference. For example, setting your air conditioner to slightly higher temperature during summer combined with using ceiling fans to circulate air can maintain comfort while using considerably less energy than running the AC at full blast. Regular maintenance also matters enormously. Yeah, dirty air filter can force your system to work up to twice as hard to achieve the same result, which directly translates into higher bills. This connects to point number 4, insulation strategy, because a well insulated home allows your heating and cooling system to work far less to maintain the same comfortable temperature. Think of your cooling system like a car engine. Regular maintenance keeps it efficient, while neglect forces it to burn more fuel for the same output. Setting a programmable schedule so the system uses less energy while you are asleep or away from home is another easy win that requires no ongoing effort once it's set up. This single area alone often holds the biggest potential for the cut your bill by half goal we set or set out with today. Next, point number 8, unplug the silent energy drainers. Many devices continue drawing power even when they are switched off, but still plugged into an outlet, a phenomenon often called phantom or standby power consumption. Televisions, gaming consoles, chargers, and even coffee makers can quietly consume energy around the clock and across a household. This can add up a surprisingly large portion of your monthly bill. For example, a household with 10 devices constantly plugged in a standby mode might be paying for the equivalent of an extra appliance running full time without releasing it, using power strips that can be switched off entirely, especially for entertainment systems and kitchen appliances, is a simple way to eliminate this hidden cost completely. This builds on the awareness principle from point 1 and the leak fixing mindset from point 6. Both are about finding small, invisible drains and closing them off. Think of standby power like a tap that's not fully closed. It's not an obvious leak, but water, or in this case, electricity, is still trickling out constantly. This is zero cost habit that simply requires unplugging devices you are not actively using, particularly overnight or when you are leave home for extended periods. Over a full year, the single habit alone can meaningfully contribute toward that goal of cutting your overall utility spending bills. Next, point number 9, harness natural resources whenever possible. Nature offers free energy alternatives that many households underuse simply out of habit or convenience, and tapping into this can dramatically reduce your reliance on paid utilities. Sunlight can dry clothes instead of machine dryer. Natural daylight can reduce the need for artificial lighting during the day, and cross ventilation through windows can reduce the need for air conditioning during milder weather. For example, a household that air dries laundry instead of using a dryer for even half of their laundry loads can save a significant amount on their electricity bill annually. Since dryers are among the most energy intensive household appliances, similarly, opening windows strategically during cooler parts of the day, then closing curtains during peak that heat, can reduce cooling cost without sacrificing comfort. This connects beautifully with the point number 7's cooling optimization strategy, because using natural airflow reduces the workload on your mechanical systems. Rainwater harvesting, where legally and practically feasible, and also reduce water bills for gardening or outdoor use. Think of these natural resources as a free subscription that's always available. You just need to remember to use it instead of defaulting to paid alternatives. This point reminds us that sometimes the most powerful savings come not from new technology but from reconnecting with simple natural habits. Next, point number 10, build a monthly utility review habit. The final and perhaps most powerful strategy is turning everything we have discussed into an ongoing system rather than one-time effort, because consistency is what transforms savings into lasting financial habits. Set aside just 10 minutes each month to review your utility bills, compare them to previous months, and check whether any of the strategies from today's episode need adjustment based on the season or your changing routine. For example, a family that reviews their bills every month might notice a sudden spike in water usage, prompting them to check for a hidden leak. Catching the issue from point number 6 before it becomes costly. This monthly review also lets you track your progress over time, which is incredibly motivating. Watching your bills steadily decrease month after month reinforces the habit and encourages you to look for even more opportunities to save. This ties every single point we have covered today into one continuous loop. Awareness leads to action, action leads to savings, and consistent review ensures those savings continue and even grow over time. Think of this is as the financial equivalent of a regular health checkup. Small consistent attention prevents bigger problems and keeps everything running efficiently. This habit costs you nothing but a few minutes, yet it's the glue that holds all 9 previous strategies together into one sustainable system. Finally, and there you have it, 10 practical real world strategies to help you cut your electricity, water, and gas bills potentially by half without needing expensive upgrades or complicated tools. From understanding where your money goes to timing your usage, upgrading your lighting, sealing your home, and building a simple monthly review habit. These strategies work together as one connected system, not isolated tricks. Remember, saving on everything is not just about the money in your pocket, it's about reducing the strain we place on our planet's resources and what's win for everyone everywhere regardless of where you are listening from today. Start small, pick just 1 or 2 points from today's episode and put them into action this week. Small consistent changes compound into significant results over time, just like every good financial habit we talk about here on Read to Build. Thank you so much for listening wherever you are in the world. If today's episode helped you, share it with someone who could use it too. And I will see you in the next episode. Until then, keep building one small decision at a time.